tanto vedete qui stiamo facendo una vedere la strada di morte, ci stiamo raccontando. Della Ligier abbiamo avuto il piacere di poter vedere dall'altro che disegna un...
Hello and welcome back everybody. Ciao from Marco from Monza, and finally I'm back playing a game with you. Thank you very much to all the new and old and average subscribers that month by month are making a growth for this shared community, where it's more than a pleasure to come back for myself. I did want it to be done very soon than later, but unluckily, as you know, my life is what it is, as you may know from the previous episodes. But today, here at Zandvoort, the Dutch venue for the WEC episode number 8, with a lot of cars already going on track, with a strong selection between LMP1, LMP2 and LMP nothing, because it's GTE and GTA, sorry. It's midnight in Italy, I'm cooked after a long day of work. And what else? Apart from the venue that was in the schedule of this theme since its inception, there is a red car there waiting for us, but we will be there in a couple of seconds, just because I want to say thank you very much to all of you for voting on the iKeysRacing community page with the polls with the theme You Choose, I Drive. You voted, and today the car chosen, as you have maybe seen already on the cover of this episode, is the Nissan GTR-lm, one of the strangest car ever built, maybe, let me say, together with the Delta Wing that was developed by Nissan at the beginning, and the Nismo subsidiary company side of Nissan Motorsport. So let's go in the pit lane to have a proper look to this monster that maybe we can put a bit outside the garage. Yes. And what can we say about this particular long boy, as was named by someone back then? Well, Nissan was very famous at that point for the Delta Wing, almost aborted project, given that then, from a copyright reason, for what I remember, it was not anymore possible for Nissan to keep the management of the car. That did go back to who invested in the Delta Wing name. There is a strange story that we will face together at the end of this WEC 2015 season. We still have, after this one, 8 races to do together. But after Delta Wing, Nissan worked to a different project that was, for sure, let me say, strange enough to build, I would say almost vice versa, the concept of a race car, because everything was front mid mounted, the engine and also what was the turbo exhaust were blowing in front of the cockpit of the windshield, as you may see in the gray area in front here of the cockpit. Plus the transmission was, the front end was the actual pulling axle for this beast, and so the car was technically the vice versa between any LMP1 regulated car seen so far. There are many stories about this car. I hope to excite a bit your interest about it, about her. The crazy thing was just Nissan was maybe so crazy to think about a car like this, to actually build a car like this, mounted in an opposite way compared to the normal motorsport race cars usually made, so mid rear engine, rear axle actually pushing the car. Not only, I don't know how visible it is, but what was the front and rear tires were not symmetrical, not equal, so they had a sort of a flip front rear car that also was not developed enough, because just participated in the 2015 24 hours of Le Mans, and then the project was basically let die until the end of the season. But nonetheless, I'm happy that you voted for this model. It will be a pleasure to drive for you this car. It's difficult, it's fun, but it's difficult. Has a complete strange concept where all the weight, all the, let me say, all the matters are at the front of the car. Not really an usual concept, apart from maybe some tourers cars. And so I will give you also a car setup that maybe fits okay the model, but I'm not competitive. I start to say that I ran in 1 minute 38 the same car with the equipe of Krum, Pla and Tinklen runs at 135 per lap. But the history is very brief. The car was unsuccessful. Just to give you an example, at Le Mans got 20 seconds of gap compared to the pole-sitting Porsche 919 hybrid, and Le Mans is 14 kilometers racetrack in length. I'm waiting to get maybe 10 seconds of gap here compared to the best Porsche, Audis, Toyotas, Rebellion and so on. Nonetheless, I'm happy for the choice you made, and so we just go to the qualification, having a look a couple of seconds to the car setup, and then I will try 2-3 laps tentative as usual. What will come, then we will race for 1 hour, simulating 6 hours along the way. So thank you very much for voting again a poll on iKeysRacing community page, and let's go to discover this beast. I forgot to say that she is anyway a hybrid car, having everything at the front, V6 3 liters twin turbocharged engine, front axle pulling the car away, front transmission set with bigger tires, bigger wheels at the front and then at the rear. The width, the footprint of the asphalt is bigger at the front and smaller at the rear. So everything is it at the front because the end of the car was supposed to be very clean, with tunnels incorporating air as much as possible from here up to this exit, if you can call it so. So very clean, very neat, with a tiny rear wing. So a car supposed to be really competitive at Le Mans, where the drag was supposed to be at the minimum level possible to take advantage of the long straights. Unluckily, that was not the case, so the car really not developed enough, was anyway struggling with reliability issues, performances issues. I mean, was a disaster, unluckily, but the concept and the idea was anyway very nice, very good, very original, and does worth at least once to be driven. Maybe Zandvoort is too much driven for a car like this, but we will try to do our best as always, and maybe we will get a final P10 that could be already a success, given that the car is slower, as you have seen also in the previous episodes of WEC 2015 season with us. It very often is not quicker than an LMP2 car. Let's go. Yes, so while the timing is running and we have the first possible lap times, Toyota, very good, okay, 1:27, very close everybody. Let's see, the Nissan is 1:36, good, maybe they will give me 2 seconds of gap, we will see. I load the previously arranged car setup, that is this one for the page about brake pressure. We can maybe go down in what is the 68 maximum allowed fuel load back then. Nothing special to say, just that if from an aerodynamic point of view the car has the tendency to be understeering, I tried to make her more capable to do corners, and the translation of this tentative, given that the weight is all here, has been to be smooth as much as possible at the front with the anti-roll bar, a bit stiffer at the rear, half of the differential, let me call it freedom to rotate, to help for corners, especially here that there are many with short radius. And I am also in a position of half the values for bumpers and rebounders, and the same for springs that are as much as possible, springs are completely soft like at the rear, because the need was to have a car anyway drivable at the front and not increasing the tendency to be understeering, unless you don't corner, you don't turn with this, you don't turn, because at the end you do not turn, you don't make corners with this car. Anyway, let's keep the 1:36 as a reference. Let's go in the cockpit. Cockpit that gives you the welcome. From this episode onwards I will try some internal virtual, how to call it, gloves, arms, and so on, so you will see the original game, and then I will ask you if you do prefer this version with the original graphic, or if you want to see my hands back into the cockpit. I just wanted to try something different, so you will have this view for the entire race, plus I have added, for a graphic purpose, also the movements up to the 50% for the head and the G-force effect while driving. So in this way we will not need a fixed cockpit to match my hands and my steering wheel into the graphic, because instead every time I turn you would have the steering wheel at the center of the screen, and it's not, let's say, pleasant to be seen. So I just wanted to try something different. You will tell me if you like it or not. And so we can go on track. We will warm up tires as usual, and what else? Let's hope to do a good performance. First gear, no one arriving, speed limiter, and let's go. So as you can see, we are simulating almost a sort of virtual reality helmet that should in some way follow the original look that a driver would use to, that should follow, that is a real view for a driver like it was almost 10 years ago for who did drive actually this car. It's always difficult inside an LMP2 car or LMP in general to have a clear view of the track. This one in particular, with a long, was named the Long Boy, with a long front hood. It's absolutely almost like a Dodge Viper type of view. Who drives sitting here. Plus the G-force simulation obviously doesn't give you a clear view of the track at each given moment. The sound is nice because it reminds me of the Ferrari 499P, to be fair. With the harvesting of the kinetic brake and deceleration phases, harvesting energy. Oops, they spun, sorry. So we have a clear view now, almost. Of the track. The LMP2 may have been a good reference, maybe. Already a battle with LMP2. We have more power. The car was 880 kilograms for an output of 750 horsepower, don't remember. Combining the 3 liters thermal engine plus a flywheel, oops, too aggressive, I think is enough. Technically this car suffers of understeering, at least within this mod, but anyway, congratulations and my total esteem to who designed this monster and all the mod of WEC 2015. It's okay with the lap time, at least we are close with our teammates, and if you start to force too much the car, she tends to become very understeering, very unforgiving. So after my 138 during a free practice offline, I'm more than happy with a 36 recorded now. The challenge will be to beat Krum Platinum with the sister car. It will be a battle also of not consuming and wearing too much front tires, and it will be a survival mode because honestly you don't have the major tool to win a single race with this car, unlucky. But will be fun. Will be fun to drive a so particular and so strange vehicle. So I ran also the rest of the qualification while I taste my bubble tea, thanks to my girlfriend that did give a gift to me tonight. Okay, here we are with the first session gone, and at least we are in the package where we are slower than LMP2 cars, as I was almost expecting, quicker than GTA and GTE cars, good, but still the worst LMP1 car available. It's not a problem, but it is also the reality for the real equipe that back then as drivers did try to run this car. There is a beautiful documentary on Amazon Prime Video named Le Mans Winning is Everything, a name like this, in 5 episodes of 30 minutes ish. It is well explained that 2015 Le Mans edition, that as you know has been chosen on our channel just to have a WEC championship, referring to the previous one with a lot of manufacturers and privateers, comparable to what was already WEC 2023, and that in this 2024 exploded once more into a full competition full of manufacturers. The documentary of Amazon Prime is absolutely stunning, especially for the history behind the Nissan GTR-lm project. There will be also a cameo, let me say so, of Jan Mardenborg, that we are Mardenborg, my English is very bad, that we are racing today with the car number 23. But you may have seen and already watched the Gran Turismo movie by Sony Pictures, Sony Movie Entertainment, whatever it is called. So I'm just suggesting to have a look first to Amazon Prime Video, even with 30 days of free viewership, to the Le Mans Winning is Everything documentary. Will keep you, let me say, entertained very well along 2 hours and a half, more or less, if you jump the intro video, etc., titles at the end, blah blah blah, and then maybe give a chance to Gran Turismo the movie. talking about the history of Jan Mardenburg back then. That was a PlayStation Gran Turismo 6, maybe, driver, coming from the virtual world into the real motorsport world, together with Lucas Ordóñez and so on. Beautiful stories, beautiful entertainment, and so they do worth a view if you are a petrol head like me, like us. That's it. Qualification gone. Just let me save in case of crash of my system. Good. So we can celebrate again the Rebellion on pole position. Just one Rebellion because of the VOP, the balance of presence. Rebellion has too many points so far, so we'll run just with one car and maybe with no cars just in case they should win anyway. Toyotas following, Porsche, ByKolles CLMP 101 X Team Lotus, the other Porsche 919, just one Audi because they have a lot of points. Then the set of LMP2 cars, Honda Power Department, don't remember the acronym, HPD anyway, Ligier Judd, Ligier HPD, Ligier Nissan, the open top Gibson similar to World Sports Car, closing the last three positions for the LMP2, and then us with two Nissans. Porsche is also the dominating factor within GT cars. Aston Martin very close. To get the first Ferrari we have to go here. Nonetheless, also the Chevrolet Corvette and the SRT Viper singular are not really running very well. No lap time for Bradley Olson with the Oreca LMP2 05 Nissan. Happens very often this thing, but who cares? We continue to race, keeping the P16 position finally. We can load again the car setup, ensuring that we are loading the maximum 68 liters allowed back then. And what else? Wish me luck. It will be a dry session. Yeah, okay. So we will use medium slick at the front and soft slick at the rear, just because the car has the tendency to wear mainly the front end, obviously having there all the weight, all the traction and blah 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 and so on and so on. So that's it. Let's go to race. So we will get also a nice presentation, this time with a real proper starting grid as it was by lap times plural. I'm losing my English, that was bad already. And finally comes back also a starting field presentation that I like very much, so we can then jump into the cockpit and just enjoy the race. Here we are. Good. Sorry, tapioca bubbles. Okay. Time to wear our gloves. Fake Alpine star, but beautiful. eBay is a beautiful center of good things. So welcome back also within the cockpit. We can maybe use the lights, yes. It's very dark, the sky itself, even if the start of the race is 12 o'clock p.m. But maybe it's normal being so at the north of Europe. We are in Holland, and the Dutch venue at the Zandvoort racetrack. I'm excited to be back at the wheel. I'm excited to have this environment simulating visually the G-force and the movement of the helmet of the driver. It will challenge myself much more than having a fixed image in front of me and getting used to what is the fixed view and easy recognizable piece of asphalt in front of me. Happy that you voted a strange car from a prototype point of view. Very close, last corner, very close to the green flag, I suppose. It's green flag. Try to not screw the race immediately. It's a P10 touched by the ByKolles CLM. It's a P11. Very wide with cold tires, Marco. Touched by someone. Very wide here, let me see. Oh, just aerodynamics. Okay. I'm finished. Indeed, the car suffers of understeering. Already too much understeering attitude. Front tires are not giving a decent footprint on the asphalt. I will try to stay on the road. At least we have more power than a GT car. Okay. This would be maybe a better lap time. It's a P14. So not something special. I would hope to arrive in front of our teammate with the sister car, but also to aim for a P10 at least. And especially I'm worried about the level of tire wearing. Very slippery. If you give full power the front axle, it spins like hell. Also, I don't want to exaggerate with the braking force applied to avoid to scratch front tires. Too much. And 37. Almost the qualifying lap, but this time with the full load of fuel. Right, far from LMP2 cars, and in a package of Grand Tourers. Already 30 seconds of gap from Here's Lances is hitting like Brown Fogarty. My goodness. Because some of them are pitting, we have a 2x factor fuel usage to better simulate the number of pit stops supposed to happen during a 6 hours race. Someone arriving at the back, maybe we will be overlapped already. Yes, it's a Toyota. Oh, sorry. Oh no, it was WEC-Davidson passing us. Sorry for the Toyota. Just aerodynamics damages. Sorry. I've completely lost the braking point. Now at the back there was Bjorka 05 of Bradley Hawson. I'm sure quicker than us. WEC-Davidson at the pit to repair the damages. I provoked. Very bad, very bad, very bad, but the karma is punishing me for destroying the race of the Toyota, rightly. So down to P6. Bradley Hawson with the Oreca gone. Anyway, the feeling after some laps, now that the tires are going away, is that at least with my skills you cannot push too much unless you go so understeering that really you don't go anywhere. So it's almost a smooth and agile driving style to me sounds required. Very clean, very Brown Fogarty with the HPD ARX arriving at the back. It will be pure fight. Bang, another time the LMP of the ByKolles. They are very aggressive, Liuzzi, tougher Liuzzi. Yes, definitely a driving style that is required very far, I must say, to the usual sports car or prototype or formula you know normally. It's like not exaggerating too much with the front angle and the front rotation of the steering wheel, unless you technically block the front axle while cornering, and differently from a normal race car, you don't have what is, let me call it, the usage of the rear axle to actually make the car helps while cornering, because definitely it is an help, the rear axle pushing the car and allowing the vehicle to make a turn. So a deep and strong braking action, yes. Here you lose a lot of time because the car does not make the turn, especially exiting, like any original rear mid-engine mounted with a rear lost the line. I must say maybe one of the most difficult cars I have ever driven in a simulator. So I don't know if with more development and with more funds and money what this car could have been, we will never know. Like for the Delta Wing, I mean. But for sure was not. As you can see, the front left tire is gone, yellow because I've pushed too much. So time to go to the pit. Undrivable at this point. Just 22 minutes of running, so we will really need a pit stop, 2 pit stops. My goodness. Okay, I think we can keep as it is. We accept the repairs. The crew was not ready, maybe. Fine. We go back to this view. I just switch my OBS into the normal PC games named channel to just look at the cockpit of the car. Sorry, to look at the game as it is, so no lag in the transmission. So what else to say? Maybe we will have another pit stop to be added after this one, I fear. The car drinks a lot. Here we are.
Clear. Go, go, go.
Okay. Back on track in P31. Why so far from the previous P10, I don't know. And not only P10. But 36 minutes to go. We know we will not last more than 20-24 minutes. Of fuel coverage. All the tires, Marco, all the tires, remember. I forgot to say that this 2017 edition of the Zandvoort venue is quite nice and the version that was prior used prior to the new changes required to run here Formula 1 cars and give to Max Verstappen home soil previously not available. And obviously the more you get used to the driving style required, the more in comfort you drive. But still, it's a difficult car to be interpreted. Maybe it does not lack a power output comparable to many other prototypes, but the handling, guys, boys and girls, you don't even find always the soft spot. Because the tendency to be cooked with the front grip is always there. Nothing, you lose at a certain point, you lose the grip and that's it. It must be very smooth and it's not enough sometimes. Maybe I can avoid the internal curve next time for the rest of the race also. But definitely not a linear driving style, and I must admit quite a pain in the neck. Bring to the limit and be smooth enough on each single corner, because the okay, another hit number 3 from the ByKolles. There is the rear wing damage. So we can call the pit stop, because it's impossible to drive without the rear wing here. Yes, definitely. But at least if we stop now, shouldn't stop anymore, because with a bit of luck and a bit of fuel saving and not losing maybe so much time,
looks like there's a yellow flag in sector 3.
Fine, let's replace everything. It's not possible to load more fuel. We will keep as it is, and hopefully being also 2 laps down. But then the thing is, apart from the laps down, you have to cover 1 full hour of race.
Repairs underway.
so really I will drive carefully to the end.
Hurry up, we're losing positions.
So let's see if with a short shifting we can extend as much as possible the Stint. So to avoid another splash and go at the end. ByKolles again behind. I will leave them space because I don't want to be hit another time. It would be a poker of hits up to 4. So back to the beginning, thank you for choosing this car. It has been already a pleasure to test myself and challenge my skills in some way, but for sure really not the type of car I would choose for a full season. The difference between us compared to who can go full throttle. So the only hope is to avoid the last pit stop to gain some positions. Because the others will stop, I think. So really not the best day today for a video after so much time, after a long time, without videos here on iKeysRacing. A slow car, difficult to drive, unpredictable. Has lost the grip suddenly. Very light with the rear if you use high gears. Let's try to follow an Audi e-tron 4. No, impossible. Even exiting corners. So my maximum respect for Kinknell, Krum, Olivier Pla, Mark Dernborough, Ian. driving this strange exercise of design, because at least the Delta Wing was a strange concept. It was a, let me say, proper race car with a mid-mounted rear engine with a rear axle pushing the car. Yes, was let me call it strange pointing front end. Yes. But at least it was a proper race car. This one is something else for sure. Plus, let me know if you prefer iKeysRacing with my hands showing a fixed cockpit, or this movement simulating the G-force, the steering wheel. Movement of the helmet. My goodness. Thank you for another hit. Retired Kroon Clark Tinknell, so at least we achieve what was the original plan, arrive in front of our sister car. 9 minutes to go, 5 laps of coverage with the fuel, 1 minute and 40 per lap, will be not enough I fear. Save the day and avoid a splash and go, especially if I do mistakes. Okay, let's try to use a higher gear for each corner. Just to keep the RPM of the engine as low as possible. I'm not even sure we are in front of all the GTs, maybe not. Grip is gone. We also lift and coast. On the final part of the straight. Will not also apply the full throttle anymore. Cane Levante spitting. Believe it or not, first is another time, once more, the Rebellion at Imperatore currently. Now that we are approaching Nuke and Darren Turner, where I'm coasting and lifting like hell. Maybe also them are lifting and coasting. Because believe me, I'm not using all the throttle, all the power available. I don't think Abt Imperatore will pass now with the 50 seconds to go. So there will be another lap time. Someone pitting like Bruni Bilander and Bleckenrollen, I don't remember the teammate, but this will be the last lap. 11 liters in the tank. We need to overstress the car just in case the Aston Martin of Castellacci following us will pass. No hope to reach P13. Yes. So I've been really cautelative. Maybe we had half a lap to take advantage of. Maybe we pass Conway Saracen? No. They were classified cutting, even if pitting at the last lap. In what was the second part of the pit lane, so after the start finish line. So we started in P17. Let's use this one. What a drama, what a drama to be back to publish a video, but with a not incredible result. But the car was not meant to be one of those allowing a special result. Nonetheless, it was absolutely my pleasure to get into the cockpit of this long boy, as said someone was referring to. A total opposite concept compared to anything else. Now also destroyed. What happened? Okay, we did it. Yes. So also the artificial intelligence, the computer is not capable to drive this car properly. Maybe it's my setup, but was the only possible choice I have found in the brief offline practice I did. And so what else? Thank you for choosing this car, for voting this car. In the night, my pleasure to give a try, for sure. At the end there is another Rebellion winning, strangely enough. So next race maybe we will not have Rebellion. A Porsche and an Audi to complete what is the podium. Thrustmaster with the CLM P0101, P101 ByKolles. Then the P2 category has been won by Bradley Hawson, starting from the back and reaching really super performances. HPD Honda ARX04 second. So P1 with Rebellion, Bernard Hartley Webb, Mark Webber Porsche 919, Albuquerque Jarvis Rust Audi R18, Trammer CLM. The fifth position is Buemi Davison Nakajima with the Toyota. The sixth is Conway Saracen Wurz with the other Toyota. We missed to score 1 point given the type of points included here. We finished 7th in LMP1 class. LMP2, Bradley Hawson, Oreca 05 Nissan, Brown Fogarty Vano Verbi, maybe from Holland, second with the HPD. Position number 3 for Barbosa Johnson Kron with the Ligier Judd. Fourth, Kane Levantis Watts with the Gibson 015S. Fifth, Hirsch Lancaster Paletou with other Gibson. The other P2 is a retired one, Cumming Esther Vantora with the Ligier JS HPD. GT class, all combined between amateur and pro. Duma Lib Litz Porsche 991, Chen Kapadia Massens Porsche 911 RSR. P3 for Gavin Milner Taylor with the Chevrolet Corvette. 4 Collard Perrodot Ferrari F458 GTC. 5th McDowell Reese Stanaway Aston Martin V8 Vantage. 6th is Castellacci Goethe Hall with the Aston Martin V8 Vantage or Vantage. That's it. So from the current situation of the classification between manufacturers, we go then to the next slide, updated. So to me it's just left, removing also my eyeglasses. Now that it is 2 a.m. in the morning here in Italy. So I hope to publish as soon as possible this video. I can only say thank you very much for watching again iKeysRacing. One video loaded per month almost. Not a great pace, not even quick like I was when I was lifting and coasting, but at least we avoided the last pit stop, and for a brief period I hoped to be in the condition to score a point instead. Didn't happen, but I hope that the new visual from the cockpit has been nice for you, and maybe you will vote if you prefer this view with all the original graphic prepared by the designers, or if you want to go back to a more fixed position to have hands moving precisely fixed into the cockpit with our real hands. You will tell me. For a brief period of time maybe I will choose the graphic version, and what else. Thank you very much for watching. Arigato, Dankeschön, Spasiba, muchas gracias, obrigado, thank you very much, grazie, merci beaucoup, and please stay well and stay into keen racing as always. It has been a pleasure to see numbers of subscribers growing up. I hope we will continue with this pace, and see you in the next video, hopefully very soon. From Marco, from Monza, from iKeysRacing channel community. Bye bye, ciao, thank you very much.